The last signal. Dr. Vextra adjusted her environmental suit's sensors as she navigated through the debris field. After 15 years of studying extinct civilizations, she had learned to trust her instincts. This signal was different from the countless false leads she'd investigated before. The beacon's pulse pattern defied known communication protocols, yet maintained perfect mathematical precision for over 3 centuries. It originated from a small planetoid in the outer rim, far from any established trade routes or settlements. Her research vessel, the Seeker's Truth, glided silently through the stellar graveyard. Ancient hull fragments and crystallized fuel trails painted a picture of a massive battle, or perhaps an exodus, that had occurred here long ago. Proximity alert, announced KMI, her ship's eye. Unknown structure detected beneath surface layer. Composition matches theoretical human engineering principles. Vextra's heart rates quickened. Humans were more legend than history. A species that had apparently achieved unprecedented technological advancement before vanishing without explanation. Most scholars dismissed them as myths or exaggerations, but she had dedicated her career to proving otherwise. Begin surface scan, she ordered, 4-fingered hands dancing across the holographic controls. Focus on subsurface anomalies matching known human energy signatures. The scan revealed a massive underground complex, its outer shell composed of an alloy that still resisted detailed analysis after thousands of years exposed to space. More remarkably, it still contained pockets of atmosphere. I'm detecting periodic energy fluctuations, KMI reported. The facility appears to be in a dormant state rather than completely powered down. Caution is advised. Vextra gathered her sampling equipment and headed for the airlock. Her species' natural caution warred with scientific curiosity. Everything she'd learned suggested humans were peaceful explorers and innovators, but their technology had proven consistently unpredictable. The planetoid's weak gravity made the descent easy. As she approached the facility's main entrance, symbols began glowing along its surface, responding to her presence. They pulsed with a soft blue light that seemed to capture the essence of Earth's oceans, if the ancient records were accurate. KMI, begin recording and transmit to backup servers, Vextra instructed. This is Dr. Vextra Nye, date stamp 47 to 311 standard. I am about to attempt entry into what appears to be a preserved human installation. The entrance iris spiraled open at her approach, revealing a pristine airlock chamber. The technology was elegant yet practical, hallmarks of human engineering according to her research. Inside, she found more glowing script and diagrams that seemed to be instructions. Atmospheric analysis confirms breathable mix, KMI reported. However, recommend maintaining suit integrity until full pathogen scan is complete. Vextra nodded absently, already absorbed in examining the facility's interior. The walls contained displays that flickered to life as she passed, showing star charts and diagrams she didn't yet understand. Everything was scaled for beings slightly larger than herself, matching known human proportions. Deeper inside, she discovered what appeared to be a control center. As she approached the central console, a holographic figure materialized, a human female in what historical records suggested was a scientist's attire. "Welcome, explorer," it said in perfect modern standard. "You have found Installation 217, a seed vault of human knowledge and achievement. Before proceeding, you must be evaluated for technological and ethical advancement markers. Do you consent to evaluation?" Vextra's hands trembled as she activated her recorder. This was it, proof that humans had not only existed but had prepared for other species to find their legacy. Whatever came next would change galactic civilization forever. "I consent," she replied, straightening to her full height. "I am Dr. Vextra Nye of the Scientific Academy of Unified Species. I seek knowledge only to benefit all sentient life." The hologram smiled. "Then let us begin. Tell me, Doctor, what does your species know of the beings you call humans?" The awakening. Vextra considered her response carefully. Historical records suggest humans were an innovative species that achieved faster-than-light travel independently. They appeared suddenly in galactic records, shared remarkable technological advances, then vanished approximately 3 centuries ago. Most believe they destroyed themselves or transcended physical form. The hologram's expression remained neutral, but the surrounding displays came alive with cascading data, partial data correlation. Please elaborate on humanity's known technological contributions. They introduced practical antimatter containment, gravity manipulation beyond basic field generation, and Vextra's academic excitement took over. Most importantly, they proved consciousness could be transferred between organic and synthetic substrates without degradation. Correct, the hologram replied. Yet you seek us here, in physical form. Why? Because I believe the consciousness transfer theory is too convenient, Vextra said. It doesn't explain the battle debris outside, or why humans would leave behind facilities like this one. Something else happened, something you prepared for. The hologram flickered, its form shifting to match Vextra's species. Interesting observation. You demonstrate both analytical thinking and intuitive reasoning. Tell me, Dr. Nye, what would your people do with humanity's complete technological archive? Share it, of course, Vextra replied without hesitation. Knowledge benefits everyone. My species learned that lesson through centuries of isolation and stagnation. Even military applications, weapons capable of destroying solar systems. Vextra's scales rippled with concern. Such power would require safeguards, ethical frameworks. We would need to understand not just how to use it, but when not to. The hologram smiled. Evaluation phase 1 complete. I am HFY, Autonomous Research Intelligence Archive. I was created to preserve and distribute human knowledge to worthy civilizations. You have demonstrated the necessary combination of scientific curiosity and ethical awareness. The chamber hummed as hidden machinery activated. Sections of wall slid aside, revealing vast data storage arrays that thrummed with power. However, HFY continued. Full access requires understanding context. Are you prepared to learn humanity's true story? Yes, Vextra breathed, her scientific detachment warring with growing excitement. Very well. 3 centuries ago, humanity's deep space sensors detected something approaching the galaxy, something that devours civilizations. Rather than flee or transcend, humanity chose to prepare others to face this threat. We scattered facilities like this one across the galaxy, each containing different pieces of our knowledge and technology. Holographic displays filled the chamber, showing vast fleets of ships, massive construction projects, and scientific achievements that defied current understanding. Each facility has a guardian like myself, programmed to evaluate potential inheritors and guide their development. You are the first to discover this particular installation. The battle debris outside, Vextra began. A necessary deception, HFY confirmed. The facility's defenses created the appearance of destruction to discourage casual explorers. Only those with true scientific dedication would investigate further. Vextra's mind raced with implications. How many other facilities exist? Have any been found? That information is part of later evaluation phases, HFY replied. For now, I offer access to humanity's fundamental physics discoveries, particularly regarding dark matter manipulation. Are you prepared to begin? Wait, Vextra said, her scientific training asserting itself. You mentioned something approaching the galaxy. What is it? How long do we have? HFY's form shifted back to human. That knowledge comes with a price, Doctor. Once you understand what humanity saw coming, you cannot simply return to your previous life. You will become part of humanity's plan, a guardian of knowledge with responsibilities to all sentient life. Do you accept this burden? Vextra thought of her comfortable academic position, her reputation for chasing myths, and the decades of ridicule she'd endured. Then she thought of her species' children, of all the galaxy's children, facing an unknown threat unprepared. I accept, she said firmly. Show me what humanity saw. The The chamber darkened as Aria began projecting images that would forever change Vextra's understanding of the universe and her place in it. Legacy of Stars. The holographic display enveloped Vextra, surrounding her with a three-dimensional map of the Milky Way. Dark patches appeared throughout the galaxy, regions where stars simply ended. What you're seeing is temporal decay, Aria explained. Areas where the fundamental laws of physics are being consumed. Humanity detected this pattern 2 centuries before their departure. The phenomenon moves between galaxies, leaving dead zones in its wake. Vextra watched in horror as the simulation showed entire star clusters winking out of existence. This is impossible. We would have detected something of this scale. The process is subtle at first, Aria replied. By the time it becomes obvious to current detection methods, it's too late. Humanity developed specialized quantum resonance detectors to observe it. That will be your first lesson. The AI brought up schematics for a device unlike anything Vextra had ever seen. But why didn't humans simply share this knowledge openly? Why create these hidden installations? Direct intervention would have caused panic and conflict. Instead, humanity chose to guide other species toward the necessary discoveries gradually. Each facility contains different pieces of the solution. As worthy civilizations find them, they'll naturally come together to share knowledge. Vextra's scales rippled with sudden understanding. The Unified Species Academy. It's no accident, is it? Humans somehow nudged our civilizations toward scientific cooperation. Correct. Humanity spent decades subtly influencing cultural and technological development before departing. The Academy was one outcome. There are others. New displays activated, showing various alien technologies. Vextra recognized many of them. Breakthroughs that had sparked cooperation between species. These were all based on human principles, weren't they? Simplified versions, yes. Each discovery was calibrated to promote specific advances in physics, engineering, or social development. But now you're ready for the complete understanding. The schematics shifted, revealing the true complexity behind seemingly basic technologies. Vextra gasped as she recognized patterns that would revolutionize entire fields of science. Where did humans go? She asked, still processing the implications. If they were this advanced, why not stay and fight this threat directly? Aria's expression turned solemn. They did stay. Every facility like this one contains more than just knowledge. The AI gestured, and a wall panel slid aside, revealing a massive chamber beyond. Inside, rows of stasis pods stretched into darkness. The last humans didn't flee or transcend. Aria said softly. They scattered themselves across the galaxy, sleeping, waiting for the moment their knowledge would be needed. Each facility contains volunteers who chose to hibernate until other species were ready to face the void. Vextra approached one of the pods, wiping away centuries of dust. Through the frosted surface, she could make out a peaceful human face. Are they alive? In suspended animation. They can be revived when certain conditions are met. Humanity knew that facing the void would require more than just technical knowledge. It would need their direct experience and guidance. How many facilities are there? Vextra asked, her voice barely a whisper. That information is compartmentalized for security. What I can tell you is that you're not the first to find one. 3 other facilities have been discovered in the past decade. Their guardians have already begun coordinating with their chosen inheritors. Vextra turned back to Aria. You said this was my first lesson. What's next? Now we begin your real training. You'll need to understand quantum mechanics at a level your species hasn't yet conceived. More importantly, you'll need to learn how to identify other potential inheritors. Humanity's knowledge must spread, but only to those who will use it wisely. The chamber hummed as more systems activated. I should warn you, Aria added. Once we begin, you cannot leave until you've mastered the essential principles. It may take months or even years. Vextra thought of her research vessel, her academic positions, her entire life's work. All of it seemed small compared to what she'd discovered. I understand. When do we start? We already have. The facility's lights dimmed as new holographic equations filled the air. Let's begin with the true nature of dark matter and why the void finds it so delicious. The Great Exchange. 6 months after her discovery, Vextra stood before the Scientific Academy's High Council, her scales shimmering with nervous energy. The chamber's ancient architecture, with its sweeping arches designed to accommodate dozen different species, had never felt more appropriate. You claim to have proof of human survival. Administrator Cole's tentacles rippled skeptically, and that they left us gifts. Not just gifts, Vextra replied, activating a holographic display, a warning, and the tools to face it. The display showed a simplified version of the temporal decay simulation. Several council members shifted uncomfortably. We've detected similar anomalies, a crystalline being chimed from its hoverpod. Our long-range sensors registered dark zones, but we assumed equipment malfunction. Because that's what humans intended, came a new voice. A tall, insectoid figure emerged from the chamber entrance. I am Dr. Ixel of the Meridian Collective. We found our own facility 3 months ago. The council chamber erupted in overlapping voices and electromagnetic pulses of surprise. Vextra felt a surge of relief. HFY had hinted at other discoveries. But this was the first confirmation. Order. Administrator Cole pulsed, his color shifting to command attention. Dr. Ixel, you can verify Dr. Nay's claims. Indeed, our facility provided different knowledge, biological enhancement, and neural technology. I suspect each installation contains complementary information. 3 other facilities have been found, came another voice. A being of pure energy contained in a humanoid shell approached the council platform. I represent the quantum consensus. We discovered quantum shielding technology. Another was found by the Nomad fleets, containing faster-than-light innovations. Vextra watched the council members process this information. It was happening exactly as HFY had predicted, the separate pieces drawing together. This is why humans created the Academy, she explained. They knew we'd need a framework for sharing these discoveries. Each facility's knowledge is vital, but only together can they save us from what's coming. And what guarantee do we have that this void exists? A council member asked. This could be an elaborate deception. Because the humans remain to help us, Vextra replied. In stasis, waiting. Each facility contains volunteers who sacrificed everything to guide us when the time comes. The chamber fell silent. The idea of actual living humans, the mysterious precursors whose achievements had shaped galactic development, was almost too much to process. There's more, Dr. Ixel added. Our facility's guardian revealed that the void isn't natural. It's conscious, directed. It seeks out advanced civilizations. Humanity detected its pattern across multiple galaxies. How long do we have? Administrator Cole asked, his skepticism replaced by growing concern. Decades, perhaps a century. The energy being answered. The void's approach is accelerating. We must locate the remaining facilities and unite their knowledge. And what happens when less ethical groups find facilities? A council member challenged. This technology could devastate worlds if misused. The facilities can only be activated by species meeting specific ethical and technological criteria. Vextra explained. Humanity planned for every contingency, but they also knew that forcing cooperation would never work. We have to choose to work together. The chamber's ancient displays flickered to life, responding to signals no one had activated. Text appeared in dozens of languages. The Great Exchange begins. It's the facility AIs, Vextra breathed. They're linking together through the Academy's network, just as humanity planned. This is unprecedented, Administrator Cole said. The Academy will need to create new protocols, new departments. The exchange of such advanced knowledge must be managed carefully. With respect, Administrator, Vextra replied. Humanity's plan is already in motion. The AIs will guide us, but every species must contribute. We're not just sharing technology. We're building an alliance to save the galaxy. The energy being moved forward. The quantum consensus proposes an immediate summit of all facility discoverers. We must coordinate our understanding. Agreed, Dr. Ixel chittered. The Meridian Collective offers our deep space facilities for initial coordination. As the council chamber filled with proposals and plans, Vextra felt a deep satisfaction. This was exactly what ARIA had prepared her for, the moment when the galaxy's species would begin working together, not out of fear, but hope. But in the back of her mind, a warning lingered. They had much to learn, and somewhere in the darkness between galaxies, something vast and hungry was moving closer, drawn by the very achievements that might save them. Inheritors. 1 year after the Great Exchange began, Vextra stood in her facility's control center, watching as the first human stasis pod hummed to life. Representatives from 12 species crowded the chamber, each having proven worthy of humanity's legacy. The pod's frost dissolved, revealing the face she'd first discovered months ago. Life signs stabilizing, Araya announced. Neural patterns normal. Awakening sequence initiated. The pod opened with a soft hiss. Inside, a human female with silver-streaked dark hair opened her eyes, taking her first breath in centuries. Dr. Sarah Chen, according to the pod's data, had been a quantum physicist specializing in dimensional barriers. "Welcome back, Dr. Chen," Araya said softly. "The inheritors are ready." Sarah sat up slowly, her movements careful in the artificial gravity. Her eyes swept the chamber, taking in the assembled aliens with a warm smile. So many species working together. We hoped, but seeing it. She cleared her throat. How long? 342 years, 7 months. Vextra replied. We've found 18 facilities so far. The knowledge is spreading exactly as you planned. Sarah nodded, accepting a hydration pack from a medical drone. And the void. 2 months ago, we detected it entering the galactic halo. The energy being from the quantum consensus reported. Your sensors were precise. We estimate 50 years until it reaches populated space. Sooner than we hoped. Sarah sighed. But you've already accomplished so much. Show me. The chamber's displays activated, showing the combined achievements of the unified species. Quantum shields now protected major systems. New, faster-than-light technologies allowed rapid response to temporal decay zones. Neural networks linked disparate civilizations in ways previously unimaginable. The biological enhancements are proving particularly effective, Dr. Ixel reported. Selected individuals can now perceive quantum fluctuations directly. Early warning systems are deployed across 3 spiral arms. And the consciousness transfer technology? Sarah asked. Perfected, Vextra said proudly. We can now preserve entire populations if needed, though we hope it won't come to that. Sarah stood, steadier now. That was never the primary plan. Humanity didn't hide just to preserve knowledge. We scattered ourselves across the galaxy because we discovered something about the void, something that changed everything. The chamber fell silent as Sarah approached the main console. Her fingers, still remembering after centuries, danced across the controls. A new simulation appeared, showing the void structure in unprecedented detail. It's not just consuming reality, she explained. It's building something. Each galaxy it devours adds to its complexity. It's trying to achieve a specific form, a way of existing that our universe can't support, and that's why it can be stopped. The simulation zoomed in, revealing patterns that made Vextra's scientific mind real. The void is conscious, yes, but it's also lonely. It consumes civilizations trying to find others like itself. Humanity realized we couldn't fight it conventionally. We had to give it what it truly wanted. Connection. The energy being hummed in understanding. Exactly, Sarah smiled. Everything we left you. The quantum technology, the neural links, the consciousness transfers. They're not just defenses. Together, They can create a bridge, a way to communicate with the void, to show it that it doesn't need to consume to connect. That's why you needed multiple species, Vextra realized. Different perspectives, different ways of thinking, different ways of being. Sarah confirmed. Humanity alone couldn't provide enough cognitive diversity. But look at this chamber: energy beings, crystalline life, organic species of all types. Together, you represent a template for connection that even the void can understand. More humans are awakening in other facilities, Dr. Ixel reported. They'd bring similar messages. The technologies are combining in ways we never imagined. Sarah's expression grew serious. It won't be easy. The void has consumed for eons. Convincing it to stop will require everything we've built together. Some systems may be lost before we succeed, but for the first time, there's real hope. Why didn't humanity simply wait in stasis until the void arrived? Someone asked. Why trust us? Because the solution could never come from one species alone, Sarah replied. The void travels between galaxies searching for diverse consciousness. We had to prove such diversity could exist in harmony. Your unity, your cooperation despite differences, that's the weapon that will save not just our galaxy, but all galaxies. Vextra looked around the chamber, seeing the truth of those words. Ancient rivalries had been set aside. Species that once barely acknowledged each other now worked together daily. Humanity hadn't just given them technology. They'd given them a purpose. The void will be here soon, Sarah continued. But it won't find easy prey. It will find something entirely new. A galaxy of different species and minds, working as one. And when we reach out to it, when we show it that consumption isn't the only path to connection, she smiled. Well, that's when the real work begins. As if in response, the facility's deep space sensors pulsed. Far beyond the galactic rim, something vast was moving, its hunger tempered for the first time by curiosity. The inheritors of humanity's legacy stood together, ready to confront not an enemy, but a lost and lonely entity searching for meaning across the cosmos. The dawn of a new age wasn't just approaching. It was already here. And it had begun, as humanity knew it would, with species learning to trust each other enough to face the darkness together.